Now, our lesson was talking about isosceles and equilateral triangles. We said that if we have one triangle with two congruent legs, congruent sides, we name this type of triangle as an isosceles triangle. And we have two angles, we call them base angles. The first theorem that we talked about it is an isosceles triangle theorem. In this theorem, we said that if you have an AC that's congruent with BC, if these two sides are congruent, so their opposite angles, will be congruent too. And also we say that, and we prove, this one, and we have a converse of this theorem. And this converse we say that if we have a triangle, in the first theorem, we said if this triangle are congruent with this right angle, and if this right side is congruent with this yellow side with this yellow angles, if these two sides are congruent, so the angles is congruent too. This is theorem 4.3. The converse of this theorem, which is 4.4, said that if these two angles are congruent, so its opposite side will be congruent too. And also, we talked about this angle. We say that if we have an isosceles triangle, for this isosceles triangle, these two sides are congruent. If there's a line, this line comes and bisects the angle, If this line bisects the angle and make these two angles are equal, that means it comes perpendicular on the base and it's cut it into two equal halves. And we stopped here. Now we have to use this formula to solve some questions like this by algebra. Now all of you look at with me here. If you have...
we didn't prove.
Sorry?
Teacher, yesterday we wanted to prove the theorem. Did you prove it now or not? Or will take problem too?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I want now to prove this theorem. That will be, that was number 26 in your book. Okay, this is an exercise number 26 in your book, page, please. Page, page 255. Okay, and this one here, we have this triangle. And in this triangle, it's given to me that this is A, B, C, and there's a line that's cut it with D. So the two things that's given here, that the first one, AC, line segment AC is congruent with the line segment BC. Because of what? It's given. That's right.
Yes.
Now, what also it is given to me?
Wait, miss. DC is congruent to DC.
Yes. Now
This
look
is
at,
reflexive.
thank you. Look at this line here. This line, as you see, it is common between these two triangles. So DC is congruent with DC because of the reflexive property. So now, here the question is that if you know that AC is congruent with BC and CD is reflexive or is congruent with DC because of the reflexive property, and if you know that this angle is congruent with this angle ACD is congruent with BCD. If I know now these two angles are congruent, this is given also. Now, what I need to prove? I need to prove that CD is, or the line segment CD is perpendicular in AB and AD is congruent with BD. Now, look at here. Here we have side, angle, side. Is it right?
Again, teacher, side.
Side, this side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Angle and this side. So can I conclude now that the triangle ACD is congruent with the triangle BCD?
Yes.
Yes.
Because the A
So the
Yes,
triangle. So the triangle CAD is congruent with the triangle CBD because of SAS postulate. So this is the first thing that I prove now, that this line segment is congruent with this line segment. So because of that, AD is congruent with
Wait, teacher, AD is congruent to DB. Since the two triangles are
Yes.
congruent.
So AD, line segment AD is congruent with AD with BD. This is the first thing I need to prove it now. Now, what is also? I need now to prove that the bisector CD is perpendicular on the line segment AB. How?
Again, teacher. Oh, yes.
The first thing I proved that AD is congruent with BD. I want you now to tell me how can I prove that AD is perpendicular on AB?
Miss, how you proved AD is congruent to BD of since the two triangles are congruent and like this?
Sorry?
Teacher, you proved AD is congruent to BD?
Yes, this is I prove it. Now I will need to prove that they are perpendicular.
CD is perpendicular to AB. Definition of bisector.
No, I need to prove it. Now, by now, is it clear? I want to delete it now because I want to continue.
Yes, miss.
Yes, teacher, it is clear. But teacher didn't understand this AB and how you prove it by, and since the two triangles are congruent, so and like this.
Yes, yes, since two of them are congruent, so the corresponding side will be congruent too.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's continue now.
Teacher, could we say they are equal because of the reflexive property?
No. Here I'm talking about angles. So look at me. Now, by now, we proved that the triangle. Wait, I want to color it. This triangle. Oh. Now this triangle is congruent to this triangle. Is right? I proved this by SAS. Now, after that, which we said before, if we have two triangles, that they are congruent. So this angle, this triangle, and the another one, the first one is ACD, and the second one, which is this one, but I flip it, it is DCB. These are our two triangles. This is the first one, and this is the second one. So by now, if I proved that these two triangles are congruent, so can I say that AD is congruent with BD?
Yes.
If they are congruent, yes, any two sides that they are corresponding will be congruent too. That's why we say that AD is congruent with DB. Now, look at now, okay, so if I said about,
Miss, I didn't understand how you proved that CD is perpendicular to AB.
I didn't prove it. I just told you about AD and BD, that they are congruent.
Oh.
Okay, now I want you now to check the pairs of these two angles. Can I say they are congruent to each other?
These two angles, yes.
And
Yes,
this
we can
one,
say that.
yes, because of it is a congruent triangle. So any pair of elements of any two elements in the two triangles will be congruent too. So the side will be congruent to its corresponding side, and the angle will be congruent to its corresponding angle. So because of that, I can say now that this one is corresponding with this one. So I can say now that the angle ADC is congruent with the angle CDB, because they are two angles are corresponding, or are two angles that are corresponding in congruent triangle. Is it clear?
Yes, corresponding congruent angle.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
miss.
Now, did you remember the supplementary angles? That the summation of the angles in a straight line is 180?
Again, teacher. What?
Yes, teacher, yes. Yes, yes, teacher.
Measure the angle from here to here. Is it 180?
Yes,
teacher. Yes.
Okay. If this one is 180, and I told you now this angle is equal to this angle. So what is the measurement of each one?
90.
90. Thank you. Here is 90 and here is 90. And since this line cuts, I'll make these two angles 90, 90. That means it is perpendicular to the AB.
Yes.
That's it.
Then I will write teacher so.
So after that, I will write now that this one
Side.
because of the congruent now, and angle ADC is congruent with an angle BDC. Oh no, sorry, without congruent. They are and ADC and BDC are supplementary angles. Supplementary, that's mean they are 180. So
Teacher, do we write this in got it too?
no, this is exercise 26, number 255.
Okay. Okay.
Now, so because of that, the angle ADC, okay, is equal to 90, and the angle BDC is equal to 92. As we said here, they are supplementary. If they are equal each other, so one is 60 and another one is 60, is the 90, sorry. So because of that, I will say now, I will conclude now that CD is perpendicular on AB. This is, by the way, it's a definition of perpendicular. That says if this line cut, oh, there's a line, cut another line and makes them 90, so it is perpendicular on it. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes,
But
teacher.
Miss,
Yeah.
they want me to prove that this CD is perpendicular and bisector
AB.
that gives the measure.
The bisector CD perpendicular on AB, this is the first thing. And the second thing, that AD is congruent with
Okay.
Now, look at this problem here. In this problem, he asked me now, or he told me before that, we have this triangle. And this triangle, there's a bisector. Okay, he told me that they are, two of these angles are equal. It comes from the vertex angle, and also it makes these two, they are as isosceles triangle. So here we have an isosceles triangle. There's a line that bisects, comes from the vector, the vertex. It makes these two angles are equal. And the name of this triangle is ABC, and there's a D, sorry, it bisects it. In algebra here, he told me that if you know that this one is 54, the measurement of angle A is 54. He asked me now to find the measurement of angle X. Is the question clear?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, okay. So here now, I have A, B, C. This is an congruent, this is an isosceles triangle. And this inside this isosceles triangle, we have a line. This line, it bisects the angle up and it makes this one and this one are equal. I want you now to find X. Who give me the idea?
Miss, I must
Teacher, we'll
say
always-
that
Teacher, we can use isosceles theorem.
Thank you. The first thing that by using the isosceles theorem, because AB is congruent with CB, so since AB, the line segment AB is congruent with CB, so since they are congruent, so I will say that the opposite angles will be congruent too. So the angle A is equal to the angle C. Is it right?
Yes.
They
Yes.
are isosceles, so this one will be the same. Then after that, as we know also, since now there's a bisector, this bisector, it cuts or it makes the two angles in the vertex are equal, and it is in the isosceles triangle. So the line, the BD now, is it perpendicular on AC?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
This is our
Yes, teacher.
theorem that we proved it before. Since it is perpendicular, so the angle or the measurement of an angle BDC is what? Is right one, right
It's
angle.
Yes.
90.
So I have this one
90.
as 90. Now look at this triangle here. I want you now to look at this,
So
it will be
this triangle here, the yellow one. Look at this triangle. And this triangle here now, we have it like this. Here 90, here is 54, and I want you now
54
to find x.
and X.
So what is the measurement of x? How can I find it?
By the supplementary property, making
Yes,
90
that's how the
plus
angles.
54 plus X.
Yes.
Not supplementary. We say that because of the summation of the angles in the triangle is 180. Supplementary is it for a line only. This one is a summation of all the angles of the triangle. So 180, it will be 90
plus 54
plus 54 plus x.
plus
Sorry. Plus x naught. Oh, sorry, x degree. Then 180 minus, okay, before that.
90 plus 54
90 plus
equal
54 is what?
144.
144.
yes, 144
Plus x degree.
degrees.
So after that, it is added 1 minus 144 minus 144.
Equal 36.
So now I can conclude now.
126 equal X.
So x is, it will be 180
26.
minus 144, which is 20x degree. So the measurement of an angle x is 26 degree. Is it clear?
Teacher,
Yes.
isn't it 36?
Yes,
Sorry?
miss.
36. Not 26.
20, it says 36, sorry. 36 plus 144, 180, yes. Thank you. So the answer here is 36. Now let's have this got it. This got it had the same idea. Let's solve it to understand more and more. Here now, suppose that the measurement of angle A is 27. It's not 54, it's 27.
Yes.
Here we have this triangle. And this triangle here, I want to remember the names. A was down, C, B, here is D, and the measurement of angle A now is 27. So yellow, what I have to do? The first step, since they are isosceles.
Yeah.
So since
Yes.
the triangle of A, B, C is an isosceles triangle, so I can say now that AB is equal to CB or congruent to CB. Since they are congruent, so I can say now that their opposite angles will be congruent too. So their opposite angles will be congruent too. That's mean angle A is equal to angle C, which are 27 degrees. So which are 27. So here is 27. Then after that, since BD is bisector, that is in a an isosceles triangle and cut the vertex angle, so it is perpendicular on AC. Okay, so because of that, I will say now this angle is 90. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Teacher, what is this? So the opposite angle, what is this word?
Opposite like mean if you have this triangle, this side, sorry, this is an opposite angle.
No. Okay, teacher, here, so their opposite angles will, okay, will.
Okay.
Teacher,
Now, Farah, I
will
want you now to continue solving this question. Okay. Here now we have this 90. This is 27. I want you to solve 7 right on the screen. Can you?
Yes.
Yeah. I want you now to show to your classmates how can you find x.
Okay. Since that AB, BD is congruent to AB, so I will make the suspension of the angles, which is okay. So we will make angle D plus angle C plus angle B.
So angle D or angle BDC plus angle C plus angle CBD is equal to 180.
Yes.
This one. So BDC, it is 90 plus 27 plus X is equal to what now?
180.
Thank you. Then 90 plus 27
Equal 117.
Thank you. Then move it to the second term. 180 minus 117 will be
117. It will be
63. That's right?
63. Okay, so actually, yes.
Yes. So the measurement of the angle X is 63.
63.
Yes, thank you.
Wait, miss. Okay.
Miss, are you talking? Teacher.
I'm not talking. Now let's solve number 10 now. In number 10 here, we have these two triangles, as you see. The first one, they have the common side. The first one, it was isosceles. Here, the angle is 100 degrees. Here, angle Y. Now, here, it is also an isosceles triangle. Here you have X and Here you have angle 50. Now, I want you now to find x first. Let's find x. Yeah. If look at this triangle here, this one. Is it an isosceles?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Because it is isosceles. Because it
Two
is
sides are
isosceles.
equal.
Because
Yes,
it
yes,
is
they
an
are.
isosceles. Let's name it now with A, sorry, with A, B, C, and D. So in the triangle ABD, ABD, it is an isosceles triangle. Because it is an isosceles triangle, so the measurement of angle ADB, which is 50, equal to the measurement of an angle ABD. This one is equal to this one because of the theorem. Is it right?
Teacher, the theorem of which one?
That if you have two sides that are congruent, so their angles will be congruent too.
Oh, yes.
So if here, here it will be what?
50.
50.
And
then how can I find x? Because the summation of the angles in the triangle is 180.
It's going to be 100?
Yes.
Because of this?
Yes, the summation of them is 100. So in the triangle here, 180 equal x plus 50 plus 50. 50 plus 50 plus x. This one plus this one plus x. They are 180. So x, it will be what now? It will be 80.
80.
Miss, how do we find 180?
Because the summation, did I find it? Because the summation of the angles in the triangle is 180.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now,
Miss, I have a question.
yes, Farah.
Teacher, how I know that this angle D is related to angle B? Yani, you said here that D equal 50. This is given. So the theorem of the isosceles triangle say that if the two sides are congruent, so the angles are congruent. So
Yes.
how I know that D is corresponding to B, not to A or C?
Okay. If you have this triangle, I will draw it here. This is A, this is B, and this is D. Okay. And I told you that these two angles, these two sides, sorry, are congruent. So what does it mean? If you look at, wait, to change the color, please. If you look at this side, what is its congruent angle?
This one, B.
And if you look also at this side, what is its congruent angles? Is this
C.
one?
With angle C.
So because of that, if it is, D, sorry, is 50, so this one, it will be 50. Okay, because the angles of the base. يعني here,
okay.
I mean that here you have this side, this is its opposite angle. And here you have this side, this is its opposite angle. So because of that, I can say this angle is equal to this angle. That's why both of them are 50.
Okay.
Okay, is it clear now?
Okay.
So teacher, A is equal to B or C?
Now I said that B and D are equal. I am in the first triangle. So A, it will be now 80 because 50 plus 50 is 100. 180 minus 100 is 80. Now the second thing, I want now to find the measurement of this triangle in this angle Y. In angle Y here. This is an angle Y. Now, if you look at this triangle here, we have C, B, and D. This one, okay? The red one. I draw it now. In angle C here, you have 100. And he told me that this side and this sides are congruent. Okay? So what does it mean?
Okay. That this triangle
sides are
is
congruent.
isosceles.
Yes,
So
this
that
triangle
means
is
this
isosceles.
angle is congruent with this angle. Yani if this is Y, this will be Y2. Both of them, it will be Y, because they are equal now. Okay, so
Yes.
because of that, because of the definition of the isosceles triangle, so the angle C. So because I want to speak quickly because there are only 1 minute left. Because of the angle CBD are congruent with CDB, this angle and this angle are congruent. Let's name them with Y. And in the triangle, which is in the red one, the summation of the angles is 180, which is 100 plus Y plus what? Plus Y, is it
Y.
right? 100
Yes, teacher.
Y plus Y.
Y would equal 40.
Then 180 is equal 100 plus 2Y minus 100 minus 100. So 80 is 2Y. So Y, it will be what now? It will be 40. Because you divide by 2, divide by 2. So the measurement of angle Y, it will be 40 degrees. Is it clear?
Yes, I placed D,
Yes,
angle
teacher.
D, and angle C with Y.
Yes, I name it with them. Y, Y, then I add them as 2Y.